truth. The casualties keep coming at WWE. Cesaro was crutched by one Jeff Hardy in their singles match. My boy Luke Harper was crutched in the #1 contenders match on SmackDown Live. Balls are not a laughing matter. Balls are what help make the world go round. Quite literally. We hear it Nads are signing a petition to enforce cups to be worn in WWE rings. Your balls are cupped. But sometimes prevention isn't enough, which is why we're introducing another line exclusive from Nads. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Mitts for your pits. Saving the world, one ball at a time. As you're now all aware, yet still not completely sure why, the SmackDown Live Championship match between Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton will be on the Raw branded pay-per-view Payback. Everyone's still a bit iffy on the details, literally everyone. However, we here at WWE's Most Ridiculous with About, exclusive to Fightful.com, produced by Tout, we have the inside scoop. Bray Wyatt presented his sermon to the crowd and anyone who would listen. However, the real clues were not in the text. Let's investigate. Nuns can be scary. Maybe Randy Orton never said his prayers or ate his vitamins, and this is what happens. Yeah, I'd be pretty terrified too if I saw a man that ran into an antler and they got it stuck in his head. Or unless it's just like this weird hybrid, maybe it's what Eric Rowan was intended to be. That's just what their kind do. They mate with deer, and that's the final. If you have asthma, terrifying. As we were introduced to the concept at WrestleMania 33, Bray Wyatt, the god of AV, what could be next? As an actor, I have fears of doing that on set. Have done that on... did we just discover Baron Corbin's secret power? This one has been brought up continuously through many promos both by Bray and Randy. Obviously, Randy set Bray's property on fire. I mean, it changed people. Look at Eric Rowan. Now that gas mask thing has melted into his head, thanks Randy. So I guess what we can expect, really? A circus. A circus of freaks. After weeks and weeks of really confusing story, Alicia Fox is done. At WWE's Most Ridiculous, we try our best to do our research, to piece puzzles together, to give you the inside scoop that no one else has given you. Ladies and gentlemen, this little quadruple that we have going on, I'm stumped. Rich Swann was sending Alicia Fox, Noam Dar's girlfriend, presents for a while. This week on 205 Live, Alicia Fox approaches the ring, Swann and Dar already there, confronting each other over... Alicia Fox breaks up with Noam Dar. And then, Alicia turns to Rich Swann. She leans in to kiss him. He then turns around and says, lady, do you remember a guy called Cedric Alexander who you dumped? Well, I do. Now the world knows what you are. What is she, Rich Swann? Yeah, there's only one thing that could possibly make this storyline like... After an epic match between giants on Monday Night Raw, we came to a crashing conclusion as Braun Harambe, to be my husband Strowman, propelled Big Show off the top rope onto the ring, bringing it crashing down as a result. Unfortunately in the carnage, one referee, John Cone, was flung from the ring and landed on the mat outside. Comical from one angle, entirely devastating from the other. This seems innocent enough. However, earlier in the night, when Braun Strowman started on his rampage, Kurt Angle gave him the night off, fearing what he might do, rightly, because my husband is off the chain. Who was the person who come up to him to tell him to calm his shit and go home? So is it just coincidence then that John Cone appeared later in the night? This reporter doesn't believe in coincidences. This reporter believes in... conspiracy. After a brutal assault last Monday on Raw, Chris Jericho was backstage being interviewed. Turns out Jericho was confused the whole time about who he was actually talking to. He believed it was one Tom Phillips, the Tom Phillips, but no, it was Mike Rome. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why it's imperative to make sure you label your twins. The Bellas in the beginning did it to fool everyone. Then they got their distinct looks to make sure we knew who was who. And also helped that Daniel Bryan and John Cena... well, it's kind of like the Russian doll effect. But you can tell the difference when they stand next to their respective partners. Mike Rome, Tom Phillips. There is a key to this. Tom Phillips, Mike Rome. Phillips, Rome. So that's, I just wanted to offer... It's almost summer in America, which means a whole new line of WWE merchandise is soon to come out. We can't give away everything yet. It's still in development. A lot of it still has to be approved by the FCC after the whole... grammar. However, we can offer you a quick sneak peek of something that's coming up. You may have noticed on Monday Night Raw, Enzo and Big Cass, their Titantron now contains this logo. Not a coincidence. Ladies and gentlemen, certified protection. Comes in all shapes, sizes, colors, leopard print, little poop emojis. One's for some days when you feel like Big Cass, some days when you feel like Enzo. And all come in a variety of smells and flavors. Gym Rat, Italian meatballs, which I guess is kind of redundant. And a special limited edition hospital level gauze smell, a line specifically inspired by the Rusev beatdown a few months ago. WWE, they got your back.